Here's a couple of pictures of the cb750 with the inverted front fork conversion. Also the aluminum seat pan all mocked up. And let's get this video started.
Alrighty, so after 10-15 minutes worth with a cutoff wheel here, I was able to cut the seat pan out of this aluminum, and I propped it up right here. So this is what it looks like, just like that. Rounded the edges, took off all the burrs. It's just a flat piece of aluminum right now. And if my voice is sounding kind of muffled, is because I have a mask on. When you're cutting the aluminum, you know, a lot of it tends to be kicked up in the form of dust. Anyways, so if you notice, there is a part of the tank that sticks out. So I want this to be sandwiched in between, underneath that, just enough, and then lined up. So what I'm gonna do is take a metal pipe and put it right there, or press down. Well, I'll probably put all that on the ground. I'll put the pipe across this part of it, step on the pipe, and then try to pry this part up to kind of give it a slight bend, and hopefully it follows the curvature of that pipe. So I'll probably just use this floor jack handle right here. Has a good radius on it. I think maybe that's a solid 1.25 inch radius, just for that slight bend. And then once that's done, I just have to glue on some foam. And what I'm gonna do is take some of this seat foam off of this one right here, and I'll shave it down, cut it to shape, make the whole entire thing here, glue it on there, and then I'll come across the wrapping of it with leather and stitching it and so on. So I have a little leather jacket over there that I'm gonna cut up. It's authentic leather at the thrift store. So what I'm gonna do is cut that up, create the panels, the side panels, the upper panel, and the rear panel, and stitch it all together. I don't know if my sewing machine's gonna be able to give it like a pattern stitch on the top, but we'll see what I can do. Morning. So it's a beautiful day out, nice and sunny. It's my first weekend off in a while. Yeah, so I decided to wake up a little early, work on the bike. We flip the screen here. So that's how she stands right now. It's been a couple weeks since I got to work on it. So I got the front end mostly put together. Put a grip on this side, just a rubber grip. I got a reservoir right here. This is for a Gixxer reservoir for the brake master cylinder. Kind of lowered it a little bit, about 1 inch. And I have a shortened clutch cable. This is from 4:1, so it actually looks really nice. It's a good universal one. It shortens it about, I'd say, 10 inches, because before this thing used to loop around, you know, it was like way out here, because the stock handlebars are usually really high up. So up front, of course, I still need to either solder or butt splice or butt connect the connectors for the left controls. So pretty much I just gotta match the colors and butt connect them. So I was doing some research. I think butt connectors are stronger if you do them properly with the correct crimp tool. I was thinking maybe getting a bullet connector and doing it that way so I can take it on and off, but you know, we'll see what I decide. I did manage to add these shocks, these rear shocks right here with the reservoir. This is also from 4:1. This is actually made for a different model. Instead of the 69 through 76 cb750. I got this one for, it was just a general eye to clevis one, but I wanted the 360 millimeter. It's between 350 and 360 because it has a longer travel, and so I wanted it to have the back like higher, so it has more of a slant like that. I don't know if that makes any sense, but what I'm gonna do is have that angle more downwards like that, and then I'm gonna mask this part of the tank across like that, and the bottom half is gonna be black, so it'll just kind of follow that line because that tank is rather thick. So this side, if you notice, I've already kind of masked it off and did the line to line up with this line here. And of course I made this aluminum tray myself. This is just a seat tray. Probably wondering what this stuff is. This is a epoxy that I use to epoxy on the bolts right there, and those bolts go in there. Yep, and it fits pretty good. Let's get this on like that. And so with this morning, what I'm planning on doing is just installing a new starter solenoid right here. This is like a really nice heavy duty not remanufactured, but kind of like a duplicate style one, by 4-into-1 also. They have even the correct color code on the wiring, so green with red, and then yellow with red. Bullet and female style connector, and it also has a rubber holder right here. This one as well, it's a different type of holder, but they included both. So I'm gonna do that, and then also potentially have a longer battery cable. This is a ground cable, just in case I want to go with a different battery and I need a longer cable. But that's pretty much right now. Oh, I forgot, I did also mock up the exhaust, so the headers are on there, final position. I did have to chop one, shorten it, and weld it back, just so that way it lines up with the collector, that collector there. And then also I chopped this part, it's just the end part, off of a different cb750, mocked it up, and I gave it a slash cut. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but like a slash cut. No baffles, it's just straight pipe. I just have to finish the welding on the outside, and then I'm gonna make a bracket from here to the frame, and then that's also, that same bracket's gonna be used for a rear, what do they call these, step, for the passenger. I originally had cut off that big triangle rear step thingy because it was looking kind of clunky, so I'm gonna have to fabricate my own. And of course, the ugly eyesore of it all, the rear tire. So it's all rusted out, the rim, the spokes. So what I'm planning on doing is getting this bike up and removing that, taking all the spokes off, taking the tire off, remounting a new tire, and sanding down all the rust off of the barrel, and then either painting or powder coating it black, and then getting it re-spoked. I'm gonna order a set of spokes. I think they run about $30 off a 4-into-1, and get it all nice looking and brand new tire and everything. I'll probably go with the lower profile tire just because the conversion tire, it's a lower profile, so it kind of matches up a little bit better. And I was looking for a thicker tire up front, but I'm limited on sizes just because sport bike, they normally don't run really high profile tires. But yeah, that's where it's at right now. So I'm gonna get started on putting this starter solenoid on, and then I want to order a new fuse holder, because these are just 3 fuses that are open. I believe one's for the main, the other 2 is for lights and something else. And also my future plans are to remove this. This is the rectifier, and then this is a regulator. So the future plan is to buy the regulator rectifier all in one unit, and removing that piece and that piece, just to kind of clear this clutter up a little bit, and then mounting it somewhere. I'll probably weld on a tab to where I can mount it, and I think that's the last of it. I'm not gonna remove the oil tank, because the oil tank, the slimmer profile Cognito Moto ones are $300 to $400, so I don't have the want or the need to get that just yet. Maybe later on down the line, but I want to start riding it first before I do any more cosmetics. But yep, that's pretty much it.
So here's a couple of pictures of how I got it, rusty and crusty and needing a bunch of work, and also a couple of pictures of my other projects. There's a Yamaha Virago 750. There's another cb750 Type F. Here's another CX500 Honda, and then my bike as it stands. And here's some more photos of the leather and the sewing process. And here's the seat fully upholstered.